So what will that experience be like for you?
Just like any other game, just really excited. Just looking forward to it. Just every time I get an opportunity just to play basketball in front of people, in front of my family, against any other team, I'm just really excited.
How many of the guys there that you played with?
Two. I'd say Josh Gray and Jacoby Wright.
Do you keep up with them?
Yeah, I keep up with them, especially throughout the summer. Those guys. Obviously, whoever's my teammate, in my opinion, I hold them as my brothers. So
Have you heard from them this week by any chance?
no, we
No?
haven't spoken. Nah.
Yeah, you're not going to text them.
No, I'm not
Okay.
looking forward to it. It's straight business.
There's been some kind of rule changes or court cases that made it to where you can transfer multiple times now and you can get induced with NIL. Would that have changed anything, or how would that change the transfer process as someone who's transferred?
Honestly, I think it has a huge effect, especially with if a player is unhappy with where he is, and depending on his situation and how much money he's making in with the NIL, that can determine where he wants to go. I mean, like, in a way, it does affect college basketball. There's still teams out there that coaches expect commitment and pride, and NIL can probably change that. But I still think it's good for athletes. If they're unhappy about being where they are and they find a better opportunity, so be it.
I mean, knowing guys on all kinds of different teams and seeing transferring, do you think that's made for more parity across the SEC, across college basketball? The ability to transfer kind of whenever?
I think so, yeah.
How big a difference is Frank Martin's coaching style and Buzz's coaching style?
I can tell you guys it's similar. I'd say when it comes to the details, they're both really passionate about their jobs.
Yeah.
They really take time every single day, and they're gonna coach you until you don't want to be coached no more, and they're not gonna stop coaching you. And coaches like that, I really appreciate. I've really been blessed throughout my whole college career to be coached by them two guys.
So Buzz doesn't seem to have quite the stare down that Frank had.
Yeah.
You didn't want to get stared at by Frank, did you?
Nah, you wouldn't want that.
How do y'all get back to a couple of months ago? You took what's now the number one team in the nation right down to the wire. How do y'all get back to that point in a short amount of time?
We just gotta still stay with what we do. Continue trusting and believing in what we do. It's been a tough 3 games, and continuing on with that belief system, because we've beaten those teams. We've proven that we can win those games. Continue with trusting what we do. We'll be just fine.
Wildens, you guys were tied with Tennessee 24-24. What do you think kind of went wrong from that point on?
Looking back at that game, it was, just things just didn't go our way. That's what I felt. We were really confident in that game. We fought really hard during that time, but it just didn't go our way.
Have you ever felt like or gotten any indication that any of the guys are kind of out of gas, whether that be physically or mentally or emotionally? Because it's been a crazy season.
Nah, the guys on our team, we have some tough dudes on our team. That's what the staff recruited, and that's what Texas A&M's all about. So I wouldn't say anyone is mentally out of it or gassed out. Honestly, we're just really excited.
What do you feel like needs to happen against South Carolina that'll give you confidence you guys can get back on track?
Executing and win the game.
Well, I'll ask you this just because you mentioned that you know a couple of guys that are on the South Carolina team. How do you find it surprising that they're in a position they are, considering they were picked 16th in preseason to be in the SEC?
I've seen teams where they've been projected, almost last, and they've made a come up. I'm not surprised. This is the SEC. This is, they hire the best coaches, the best staff, the best players to win games. So there's no surprise, in my opinion.
How how difficult is it or frustrating is it as a player when the ball won't go in the basket? You guys have had some tough shooting nights the last couple of 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, I could speak for myself. That's very frustrating. You know, as a player who's 6'10" and his game is finishing around the rim, I haven't been finishing. My field goal percentage is not where I want it to be. So it's frustrating, of course, but you just got to continue believing and just keep on working because one day eventually it's going to fall in.
How difficult is it continually, if you're shooting poorly, to go back and defend the way I know Coach wants you to defend, and when you guys want to defend? How demoralizing is that?
To be honest, that's just in a way, that's something I call being offensive sensitive. You know, I don't think like, you know, it's not finishing is going to cause me to not play well on defense. You know, it just, that's what we just got to do and just continue being positive. You know, there's no, you miss a shot, we're just going to get it back on defense. You know, the ball has energy. So, yeah.
But Buzz mentioned that he likes to be honest with you guys during kind of like tough stretches, that he doesn't want to just like not mention it or not just talk about it at all. So what's kind of been his message during this stretch, and how do you feel like the guys have kind of received that honest feedback?
Yeah, Buzz does an amazing job talking to us and letting us know what it really is. He's a real guy. You know, he keeps our spirits up, you know, because he understands who we are as a team. We're a really good team, and you know, every single day he instills that confidence within us to move on every day and get better.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that.